Well, the usual injuries you get, especially joint injuries in judo, tremendous strains in trying to throw the other man over. And you can see that Matsiev there in the white trying to twist Mirzaliev over onto his back, but Mirzaliev there is going against that twist and manages to get back into the face down position, relative safety. But a little bit of stresses and strains there for Mirzaliev. So back into the action again. As with the previous final we saw, there's prize money hanging on this. Both fighters will win some money, but of course, naturally, the gold medalist gets the lion's share. $100,000 up for grabs. A very close fought match so far. There's that attempt there at the fireman's carry wrestling move. Kataguruma if you want, in judo terms. So that scores Yuko for Matsiev. A bit more lively support now from the crowd. It'd be interesting to see whether these Grand Prix events take on in judo. The big question in judo is to, the big difficulty in judo is to liven it up, make the action look interesting. But judo is always hard fought, very closely fought. The gripping clamps it all down, so it'd be interesting. There you see that Kataguruma, if you like, very low Kataguruma, which Matsiev uses to spin Mirzaliev over. So Mirzaliev now behind, he's 5 points behind, he's got to open up the scoring. Time's ticking away. Matsiev with 1 5-point score. Mirzaliev there threatening on the left. Taking his left hand high over Matsiev's shoulder and his left side on, looking for some sort of Uchimata type move. To lift there, you see it, a lowish one, low down on Matsiev's leg, but that's the threat which Matsiev, a right-hander, can perceive. Common attacking move. Another low dive there. And Mirzaliev there examines his fingers, a lot of stresses and strains on the fingers in judo. Still only 1 score in it for Matsiev. So a little bit of medical attention then required for that finger stressing. Now the refereeing team there pointing out what needs to be done, but not too much treatment's allowed in judo. Either you can fight or you can't fight. So medics are not allowed to do much of a patching up job for their fighters. Probably lifted his fingernail there. Happens especially if the fingernails are not clipped. It's a requirement for judo fighters to go on the mat without wearing anything metallic that could injure the other opponent or themselves, and also they've got to keep their toenails and their fingernails short. Only do they get lifted off if they're not careful, but they, of course, can cut the opponent. Back into the action after that short medical break, and it's Matsiev of Russia ahead with 1 5-point score. A couple of minutes to go. Well, there's a lot of action there, not too much in the way of scores. Mirzaliev once again coming in low and trying for that fireman's carry roll, knee height fireman's carry, but gets blocked off by Matsiev. So Mirzaliev still threatening through on the left there. It's a typical classical left v right fight here. Matsiev of the two looking the more competent. There comes through, tries a series of moves. That's Matsiev there, tries a series of moves, but blocks off by Mirzaliev. Certainly, Matsiev is making all the running. Haven't seen too much in the way of penalty points. Now that was Mirzaliev there showing what he's capable of, but that looks like another score for Matsiev. That was another fireman's carry there. And another Yuko for Matsiev. So 2 Yukos, that's 2 5-point scores for Matsiev of Russia in the white. Let's look at that again. Comes through, you can see, grabs the legs and then tries to roll his opponent over his shoulders. Gets a 5-point score. So that's Matsiev comfortably in the lead. Not too much time to go now, though, but chance for Mirzaliev to come through. Mirzaliev, as I said before, was silver medalist in Europe in '98. Also, Matsiev was silver medalist in '98, but different categories. So under a minute to go. Mirzaliev going to have to go some if he wants to take the prize money here. Well, they carry on fighting for further scores. So still it's Matsiev ahead, 2 Yukos. So can Mirzaliev in the blue from the Ukraine spin through? We've seen that one half reasonable attack where he tried the Uchimata on the left-hand side. He's shaping up for it all the time. You can see him there. Matsiev, a bit defensive now, perhaps running out of steam a bit. Matsiev there goes underneath, looks for the that Kataguruma, knee-height Kataguruma, but blocked off. Shoulder throw there by Matsiev. Mirzaliev looking a bit tired. Certainly this looks like Matsiev's match. Another attack, and there's a spin over. And just on the bell, well, what do you know? So that's Mirzaliev gets Awazari for that one. Out of the blue, it's the only score he's had in this long bruising fight. Matsiev ahead with 2 scores. But there, he just turns him over, just a body twist. Difficult to put a name to that one, just spins him over, but he dumps him on his back. Let's watch it. Twists one way, then the other way, flat on his back. Almost like a sumo throw, that one. So that's gives the Wazari the 7-point score, just on the bell to Mirzaliev. So unfortunate result there for Matsiev, having been so comfortably ahead. So the results there were Mirzaliev of the Ukraine takes the gold medal, silver medal to Matsiev of Russia. 3rd place was the reigning world champion Mir Esmaili of Iran, and also the other 3rd place went to Dolgushev of Russia. Well, a very hard-fought match, that last one. And it was touch and go right to the end. This is the nature of judo, sudden death scores. Just on the bell can reverse the fortunes of one or the other fighters. It was a moment of inattention for Matsiev. He was attacked and twisted one way, and then Mirzaliev took advantage of that and suddenly abruptly twisted the other way and just managed to dump him on his back. So out comes Mirzaliev of the Ukraine to receive the golden belt. Stay with us, we'll be back with more judo.
Drama on the high seas. Sailing World, Wednesday at 2200 on Eurosport.
With Volvo for Life.
They say the pen is mightier than the sword. Not in France, it isn't. En garde for the Fencing World Championships. Foil, épée, or saber. A choice of weapon for a tilt at a gold medal. The Fencing World Championships, live from Nîmes in France. Saturday at 1700 and Sunday at 1600 on Eurosport.
Hello and welcome back to the Moscow Grand Prix, the judo men's event, and to the under 81 kilo final. It's between Budolin of Estonia in the blue and Delgado of Portugal in the white. Two fighters come out, bow, and close in for the fight. Budolin came second in the World Championships this year when he lost to Cho In-chul of Korea, third in the Sydney Olympics. Delgado of Portugal also got a bronze in the Sydney Olympics, fifth in the worlds in '99, and was European champion also in that year as well. So Budolin there dropping to the mat, but no score given, and Nuno Delgado there looking as if he strained his neck somewhat. Difficult to see why. So no score at this stage. Budolin on his way through to this position beat Rajabli of Azerbaijan and Shershenev of Russia. It was Shershenev of Russia who beat Graham Randall of Great Britain, who's fighting in this event. And Delgado beat Cho In-chul and Pipia of Russia on his fight through to this position. So that's Delgado there, just briefly still rolling his neck as if he's hurt himself. There's some discussion there amongst the refereeing team. Now let's look at that action. Now we see Delgado tries a big pickup, but it's Budolin that tries Uchimata type move, but almost looks as though he's going into a rolling head roll, but then Delgado then follows through on the action and goes onto his back. So quite a mix-up there. So referees are thinking of scoring that one. So back into the action again. Delgado seems to have recovered somewhat from that fairly typical judo mix-up there. And there's that deep dive through the low kataguruma from Budolin. We're not showing one of the categories. That's the under 73 category. That was won by Shakarov of Kazakhstan, and Laryukov placed second from Belarus. Bronzes went to Zelonich of Latvia and Oliveira of Brazil. So that's the category we're not showing this time round. This is the under 81 category. So there's a nice mix-up there. It's a score for Budolin, and that looks to be the winning score. There it is, Ippon for Budolin of Estonia. There you can see Delgado attacks, but it's Budolin that goes into the counter, the Teguruma. That's to pick up through the legs and dumps Delgado over, not exactly flatly on his back, but there you see Delgado throws his legs in, tries to block the lift, but he gets dumped by Budolin. So gold there in the under 81 category for Budolin of Estonia. Delgado of Portugal gets the silver. Shershenev of Russia gets the bronze. Cho In-chul of Korea, the reigning world champion, also the bronze. So that indicates the level, the standard of this event. The reigning world champion takes the bronze. Out comes Budolin for his prize, no doubt later. Handsome check. Now we go on to the under 90 kilo category final between Ruslan Mashurenko and Yoon Dong-sik. Yoon Dong-sik of Korea in the blue and Mashurenko in the white. Mashurenko was bronze medalist in the Sydney Olympics, third in Europe, 2000. Been fighting since quite some time, placed 5th in the Worlds in 95. Yoon, Dong-sik Yoon of Korea, also he took a bronze medal in this year's World Championships, correction there. So bronze for Yoon in this year's World Championships. Also placed 1st in the Pacific, or rather the Asian Championships of 2000. So quite a tough fight through for both of these people. Masharenko in the white there had to beat Huizinga of Netherlands. That's the reigning Olympic champion. That's a nice attack there by Masharenko. That looks like Yuko score to me, and now he's locking in the legs round. Yoon, he's looking for the groundwork scores. So no, that was a Wazari score there for Masharenko. There is Ojigari, and down goes Yoon. Not flat on his back on one side, but sufficient force and speed to merit that 7-point score. So Masharenko, Russia, comfortably in the lead in the opening minutes of this match, or the opening minute, I should say. Coming over the top there again, typical Russian style, over the shoulder, down towards the belt. Extreme left-sided posture. Now there's Sumigaishi attempt there. That's a roll down with the lifting inside the two thighs of the opponent. Yoon now looking to settle in on the ground, but Masharenko a little bit too strong for him. Locks in tight, and of course all the fighter underneath has to do is force a stalemate through just for a few seconds of no action, and the referee will stand the fighters up. So not much time given on the ground for scoring. So Yoon in the blue, behind, well behind. This was Ari's score. That's a 7-point score of the Kochigari of the Ukrainian Masharenko. A lot of grip breaking going on here. One fighter takes a grip, the other fighter breaks it. Masharenko of the two looking the more powerful with the gripping, but it's the Koreans and the Japanese sometimes that seem to be able to pop in the really extremely fast, sharp and accurate scores from things like Uchimata, that's the inner thigh lift, which can win there and then. And on the other hand, we see the more bruising style of the Eastern European. So there's, you can see there Masharenko pulling Yoon down. At the same time, he hooks his legs through underneath the thighs of Yoon and tries to spin him over from that ground position on his back. Yoon manages to stop it. Yoon, Sydney Olympic bronze medalist. Masharenko in the white there, also Sydney Olympics bronze medalist. Yoon had to beat de Montfaucon of France to get through to this position. He's de Montfaucon of France, the reigning world champion and Olympic bronze medalist. And there's a good attack by Yoon. Comes through with on the left there with Osadagari, but loses the grips. Yoon also had to beat Gaji Magomedov of Russia to get through to this position. Not a lot of fights to get through. Only a maximum of 8 per weight category, and with a straight knockout. So Yoon there just tries another left-sided Osoto. That's his pattern. 2 left-siders. Also comes in on the other side there, tries, so it's left, brings his left leg through, attacks on the left, and then he'll try and switch the other way. So there you see it again. Couldn't quite turn Masharenko over, but certainly knocked him down. Well, that looks like he got a Koka for that attempt. Yeah, there it is, Koka. So he attacks on one side, and then he feints, switches, and goes the other side. So he drops Masharenko on his front hips. So that's one was Ari for Masharenko in the white. And there's another Sumigaishi attempt, and the referee calls that one. Looks like he's calling Wazari, although we have to see how the judges dispose of that one. No, it's given as a Yuko. If it had been a Wazari, that would have won the match there and then for Masharenko, but it was downgraded by the corner judges. It's always a majority of 3 that decide. So now Masharenko of the Ukraine comfortably in the lead. And Dong-Sik Yoon in blue there, struggling a bit. We've seen his some of his left-sided attacks, but they're not really biting. There was that move of Masharenko's that spun him over. Well, from a gripping point of view, a very tough fight, this one. Both left-sided fighters. Masharenko looking the more powerful of the two, pulling Yoon down and also dragging him in with that incredibly powerful grip work. Somebody once described judo as like trying to play tennis with somebody hanging on your arm. Every single move you make, there's resistance to it. Like fighting through quicksands a lot of the time. Somehow you've got to free it all up and then throw in the lightning scores, and it's not at all easy. So very little time to go. Masharenko well into the lead. Veteran fighter here. Masharenko is fifth in the world in 95, so he's been around for quite some time and in the well into the placings. So Yoon now trying to dominate with a left-sided grip. He's got his left arm high on Masharenko's neck, but Masharenko's spoiling it for him. Well, there's that left do sodo again. Now that's the sort of thing we sometimes see from the Koreans, a very quick, clean score to finish the match off, but he's losing his grip. Masharenko's breaking that grip as he comes through. There you see the leg, but then the grip goes. He couldn't keep his right hand on, so nice opening for that left-sided Osoto Gari attack, but unfortunately he couldn't maintain two hands on. Most of the time you need two hands to score. Some fighters are good at throwing with just a one-handed score. So Masharenko there picks up a caution, a chewy, for inactivity. Now Yoon now piling on, possibly looking for more penalties against the Ukrainian. Fairly desperate attempt now by Yoon to come through, but it's the match goes to Ruslan Masharenko of the Ukraine. Silver, Dong-Sik Yoon of Korea. Bronzes went to Zvea Dowry of Georgia. That was the reigning world silver medalist. And the other bronze went to Gaji Magomedov of Russia, who placed 7th in the World Championships this year. Well, that was a hard-fought match. Bit one-sided. It was the mauling style of Masharenko that overcome the more classical style of, more stand-up style of Yoon. But Yoon really wasn't in that match. And eventually Masharenko gets the majority of the score. So gold there for Masharenko of the Ukraine. And Yoon of Korea taking the silver. Stay with us, we'll be back very shortly with more judo.
Are you also dreaming of the perfect body? Well, you can now easily achieve what you've always wished for with Gym Form Plus. Gym Form Plus utilizes the principle of electrical muscle stimulation to achieve revolutionary results. Gym Form Plus uses precise electrical impulses to stimulate muscle contraction. You can work out your muscles and tone your body while going about your daily routine. There's no need for hours of strenuous training. Loosen up your sore back effortlessly. Order Gym Form Plus and you'll receive the electro muscle stimulator, 4 standard pads, 4 jumbo pads, 2 butterfly pads, and a simple instructional handbook. Everything you need in a convenient carrying case. Call TV Shop and order your Gym Form Plus now. Finally, the body you've always wanted is now in reach. Gym Form Plus is truly unique, easy to use, and conforms to the strict European safety standards. Call the number next to your country's flag and get your Gym Form Plus now. All lines are open around the clock waiting for your call. Call TV Shop now.
Spacious. Luxurious. And comfortable. Welcome to the essence of contemporary minivan, Kia Carnival. All you need to do is to enjoy yourself. Surprise yourself with Kia Carnival. Kia Motors.
Are you fed up with all those expensive, inconvenient, and harmful chemical cleaners? Now there's Quick and Bright. Use Quick and Bright in the kitchen. Get rid of those fingerprint marks on your counters, splatters in your microwave, and grease buildup near your stove. Use it in your bathroom for chrome fixtures, on mirrors, in the shower enclosures without toxic fumes, in the living room, on the couch, carpet stains, and leather sofas. It even takes grass stains out of your kids' jeans, or removes stains from those expensive leather sneakers. Don't throw them away. Quick and Bright removes the stains and even makes the leather more supple. Use it outside for boats, RVs, cars, on deck, and lawn furniture. Call now and you'll receive not the 1 liter, not the 2 liter, but the giant 2.5 liter bucket of Quick and Bright. Call the number next to your country's flag and order Quick and Bright now. It's so easy. With this one cleaner, you can remove all stains and dirt effectively. Quick and Bright is completely organic, easy to use, effective, and saves you money. Get your own set of Quick and Bright now. Our lines are open around the clock waiting for your call. Call TV Shop now.
Hi, welcome back to the Moscow Grand Prix, the judo event, the men's one. And here we have the final of the under 100 kilo category. Now, not quite the super heavy event. Nicholas Gill of Canada in the blue, fighting Antal Kovac of Hungary in the white. Two very seasoned competitors here against each other. Nicholas Gill's results go way back. He placed third in the 92 Barcelona Olympics, and even as late as this year was placing 7th in the World Championships in Munich. Got a silver in Sydney when he lost to Inoue of Japan, and he's placed third in the worlds in 99, 95 and 93, so he's got a lot of experience at this level of fighting. Kovac got a silver medal in this year's World Championships when he lost to Inoue of Japan. Shame that we don't have the Japanese fighting in this event today. However, Kovac also goes back a long time. He won the gold in Barcelona, in the Olympics in Barcelona in 92 when he beat Ray Stevens of Great Britain. And he was also world champion in 93. So two very seasoned competitors here against each other. Gill there in the blue, left-sided attack. And it's Kovac who hits the deck, tries a throw, and Gill looking for the hold down. That's the 25-second pin on the back, which will give him an outright win against his opponent. So we see there Kovac hooking with the legs on the outside, Kosoto attack, then he goes for the Sumigaishi on the inside, hooks his legs through, tries to spin Gill over to his right. Gill evades that and then tries to settle in for the hold down. So a moment of extreme danger there for Kovac of Hungary in the white judo suit. Gill there pulling in tight on that right arm of Kovac, dragging him in, pulling him in towards the his own body and cutting him off. So let's see if he repeats that tactic again. Kovac comes in high, right-sided attack there over the neck of Gill. You can see it. Gill's got his left arm pushing in underneath that grip into the neck of Kovac. That's a typical defensive maneuver for a left-hander against a right-hander. You go underneath and you drive the fist into the side of the neck. Can't do it over the grip because the arm's too weak there. Beautiful positioning there for Gill. And then from that position, which is relatively safe for Gill, he'll look to tie up the other arm. You see him looking for it with his right hand. Also tries a bit of a arm lock there, and then a knockdown. Takes Kovac to the ground. And that scores a Wazari for that one. Let's watch it again. Yeah, that's well deserved. He tries the arm lock, the standing arm lock in the upright position, then abruptly flips and takes Kovac back the opposite way to the arm lock. Now you see that awkward hooking style Kosaragari of